Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it away. Tonight, we gonna let it away. Tonight, we gonna let it away. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it away. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it away. Tonight, we gonna let it away. Tonight, we gonna let it away. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it away.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome into tonight's live. Hopefully, you guys are having a fabulous Thursday. It's almost the end of Thursday. It's almost Friday, pretty much, right? We're almost to the end of the work week, if that's what you guys do, Monday through Friday. We're almost there. So, hola, welcome in. Hey, Ladybug. Hey, baby girl. Welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you. I saw Casey said she was going to play with her daughter. I thought that was so sweet. Like literally, that is like that's the best. Those are memories that she's going to always keep with her, even if she's little and you think she might not remember. She'll remember the love that her mom gave her. My mom used to play with me all the time. Actually, my dad played with me more than my mom, and that's only because he was more of a kid, like a kid at heart. Like she would try to play with me, but it was like he just always wanted to play with me. So we would draw. He like taught me how to color in the lines. I was never good at it. He was so good at it. Oh, I couldn't do it. But yeah. And then Catherine's had rain all day. That's not good. But I'm glad you got to play with her. Hey, Dawn. Welcome in. Hey, Catherine. I don't know if I don't know if I said hey to you. I read your comment though. Hey, kitsy cats. I guess I can highlight them. That would be the appropriate thing to do. Yeah, no, I would. Vincent asked me, he's like, "Hey, are you gonna go live?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, I think so." I was like, it was like 8 o'clock by the time I made the thumbnail, but I was in here. Hey, Jennifer. I'm my like, hey, Purple Daisy. I guess my like the bad thing about me is I will research before I like make the thumbnail, I guess you would say. Like, I don't know. I don't know why I do that. I mean, I guess a lot of people probably do that, but yeah. Oh, yeah, she remembers everything. Yeah. That's sweet. I think he'll be arrested soon. I think somebody will be. I mean, geez, I don't at this point, I don't know. I mean, how long has it been? September 8th? We're on the 25th. Yeah, I mean, I guess we gotta give him a little bit more time. A little more time. But if you're not sure who we're talking about, actually, let me pull up a quick picture. I got a picture of the car too. Like the cameras again. I was gonna show them to you guys. For some reason, my brain just like stopped working there for a minute. I think everyone knows who we're talking about. I'm surprised that like Celeste doesn't just like pull up right with his name now. This picture, I don't know, this picture weirds me out with the purse over her face. Like, is this her? It could be. It could be. It could be another curly, dark-haired girl. I mean, we don't know really. Like, I mean, do I think it's her? Most likely. Like, you know what? Let me see those eyebrows. Because that's what we can like look at, you know? Okay, so I mean, it does look like her eyebrows. So I'm looking hard. You think those are the same eyebrows? How if I know? I mean, I think they look similar. Baby girl, you probably know. I'm like, okay, so let me see here. Let me actually grab something while I'm talking to you guys. So what we're going to go over is some of the some of the allegations that are going around, some of them that are false, some of them that are true, because there is a lot of stuff going around right now, and I'm not sure I'm not sure what to believe half the time because there are so many channels covering this. And I'm not talking about like true crime channels. I'm talking about like the, celebrity gossip kind of channels. And there's a lot of them. So it's just crazy to me. I hope that like I heard an interview that Joseph Scott Morgan did. I listened to one he did with Body Movin', but then I heard one that he did with Ashley Banfield, and she was like rapid firing questions at him. And it was just kind of like it like kind of blew my mind. So we're gonna find out together. And we're gonna listen to Joseph Scott Morgan because he was like saying stuff, and I was just like, whoa, you know. And we'll also see where she may have gotten into the car to run away the last time. Okay, so we'll go through the rumor claims. This person does this website. They're really good at these websites. They're really good at collecting facts and getting the information and putting it out there. So it says, and they usually will give like a source too that you can click on like over here, and it'll tell you like why they think that this is false. So, but I've never seen them do a rumor and reality before. So this is the first one I've seen on any case, but I guess this is the perfect case to do that on. But actually, I was going to tell you, it's going to give you a little bit of a rundown before we get started. David pretty much is a singer. His real name is David Anthony Burke. He is 20 years old. He's under investigation following the discovery of Celeste. She's 15 years old now, but she was 14 when she was put into the front trunk of the Tesla. Her body was decomposed, and the front trunk, like I said, September 8th, she was at, and the car was at a Hollywood tow yard. Celeste, who had just turned 15 the day before, but is believed to have died months earlier, or days earlier, at least weeks earlier. At age 14, was identified on September 17th via forensics, and it was dental. And the tattoo on her finger that matches David's tattoo, which, is a little bit of a connection there. But there are other celebrities that have it, but that is a connection. And why does a 15-year-old have a tattoo? I mean, I was 18 when I got mine. Day I turned 18. But if I would have came home with it before then, my mom would have had it. Oh, she would have died. But allegations suggest an inappropriate relationship. So there are resurfaced Discord chats from 2022 through 2024 that indicate grooming with Celeste active in, David's fan server since she was around the age of 11, 12. That's crazy to me. Friends in the music scene, that what we've heard of so far, we've heard people come out and say that they thought she was between the age of 18 and 19, and that was due to her having fake IDs, and she would go into adult venues with these fake IDs. And she probably wasn't busted with these fake IDs because she was walking in with him, right? They probably barely looked at it. Yeah, he looks a little stoned there. And then here looks a little stoned. I don't know what to think about him. I don't know what to think. But LAPD did search his home on September 19th. They seized electronics. They tested for blood, and her body was released to her family around September 23rd, 24th, the last couple of days. David has canceled his tour. He has lost deals with Crocs and Hollister and is cooperating with police so far. That's what we've heard. So there's no arrest, no charges as of today. But tonight we're going to review the timeline. We're going to go through some of the rumors that are out there, and we'll get caught up on the latest updates. So it says here that David posted a tweet about Celeste, and it says false. David never replied to Celeste. The tweet in question was actually a reply to his friend Kate. Oh, what the heck did I do? Oh, I just pulled it up. At the time, his handle was Ant Part 2, one of his earlier usernames, not connected to Celeste. And then this is the source. It shows like this is where he I guess was replying to that post. This is the post that people were talking about, and they thought it was to Celeste, and they thought it was because maybe she was pregnant. I didn't get that really out of reading this, but that's what people were saying. But no, I guess it was a girl named Kate, and he just put LY bro. So then we'll go back. Rumor 2 claim David's track Romantic Homicide was released on Celeste Riva's birthday. I know that it wasn't on her birthday. So that is false. But the music video came out on her birthday. So it was like the YouTube, like it went onto YouTube. I don't know if that was like the day that it came out, but I know that was the day it was put onto YouTube, was the day of her birthday. So rumor claim number 3, and it has like a source there too, but I can tell you that's what it is, but we can look at the source just so you guys know. And then this just says, when it was released, where does it say? July 20th. But the music video, was posted onto, because I remember seeing it to YouTube on her birthday. I think that happened a couple times. Hey, MBS, welcome in. And welcome in, everybody. And don't forget, I did this earlier. Don't forget to put it on all chat instead of top chat. That way you get all the messages in the chat. Just remembered. So. Okay, so then rumor claim number 3, David was photographed with the missing teen, Celeste Rivas Hernandez. And then it says, reality is false. Friends and photos confirm his social group includes Celeste Herrera. I guess that's how you say that. Let's see what the act book says. Herrera. Yeah, that's what it says. And she's an adult. She appears in multiple tag posts with him throughout 2024 and 2025. There is no verified connection to Rivas. And then it shows the dates that they were tagged together. So June 2nd, June 28th, July 4th, July 29th, and July 30th. So, So then rumor 4 claimed the metal bracelet seen in the photograph with David belonged to Celeste Rivas Hernandez. It's actually, the bracelet is constantly worn by Celeste Herrera, an adult in David's LA social circle. It appears in multiple settings: July 30th photo booth, event photos, casual photos in a car. Herrera also has tattoos and layered jewelry that Rivas was never described as having. And then there's just like pictures. Like this picture looks like they're together though. This last picture. I mean, they all do. This picture too, like the one in the middle, like it looks like they're like being very flirty. I mean, did he have a thing for a girl's name Celeste? Was that like his thing? I mean, that would be like a weird name, right? There's not. I didn't think there was that many Celeste out there. I guess there's more than I thought. So, then the number 5, the arcade video shows Celeste Rivas with David, and then that is actually Celeste Herrera again, and it says braided hair, glasses, consistent features. So it says date summer 2025, and there's a video. I'm gonna like turn the video down because it's so loud. Well, we can turn it up a little bit so you can hear what they're saying, I guess.
Yeah, that's it, water.
They're saying this girl right here in the pigtails is her, I believe.
It's in water. It's in water. Don't be shy. Don't be shy.
That's definitely not her, in my opinion.
Don't be shy.
And neither is this girl. Like, neither of those girls look like her to me.
Yeah, that's it, water. It's in water.
You're welcome, Jennifer.
It's in water.
Like, that doesn't look like her to me. Her eyebrows are thicker. She's got bigger lips. Like fuller lips, you know what I mean? And wider lips. Yeah, that doesn't look like her. To me, anyway. So I guess there's 2 slots. I mean, this is what? If the case couldn't get any more complicated, right? And it shouldn't even be that complicated. They found the body in his trunk, and I'm starting to hate that word too. And she was, they said decomposing so bad that she was liquefied. And then also she was like 120 pounds on her like missing flyer. And then what we've heard was she was down to 71 pounds. So is that like liquefaction? I don't know. I don't know about that, but we're going to hear it from Joseph Scott Morgan's mouth because he knows about it. But that's insane. Like, and he talks about everything too. He talks about like if she could have been pregnant, if they can test for that and all that stuff. So it was a good interview. Okay, so we're going to skip through that a little bit. This is all the pictures and stuff of that we were just going through. So that's Kate. I guess this is deleted or something. The picture part is. I don't see him on this one. Okay. And then these are just like the pictures. And then that's her, Celeste Herrera. It's like not going over. Maybe that's all of them. Oh yeah, that's all of them. I'm like, why is it not going over more? Okay. And then this is more pictures. Same one we saw. Oh, and that's like for the 4th of July, the one that says, I love my friends. Why does his torso look so big and his legs look so short? Must be the way his pants are. He's wearing his pants. Okay. And then that was his tour dates that he is now not having anymore. So this would be like the investigation timeline. So September 3rd, 2025, if anyone's, looking for a timeline, this is it. 12 a.m., a citation's issued for Tesla with Texas license plates for exceeding 72-hour parking. I guess I could see what the source is. Oh, it's just this here. Shows you parking citations. And then it shows you this one on September 3rd at 12 a.m. Has the Texas tag. That must be some sort of Tesla. And then exceeds 72 hours in Hollywood. That's what, one thing I don't get. If he had something to do with this, right? Why would he leave her body in his car and then just go off on his tour? Unless somebody was supposed to do something with her and they didn't do what they were supposed to do. That's the only thing I can think of. Because it doesn't make, criminals are dumb. They're really dumb though. But are they that dumb? Yeah. So vehicle cited for exceeding 72-hour limit. Notation, no evidence of moving all night vehicle all nights. I don't know. Indicating officers saw no movement on multiple nights. Notes confirmed, vehicle remained intact, exceeds 72 hours, subject to tow. Additional findings, no evidence of anyone living in the vehicle. Vehicle not reported stolen. License clear. Observed major dent on rear right quarter panel. Inspection completed with a 360-degree description. Well, you didn't smell anything? Maybe not. So the towing was September 6th, and they towed the black Tesla, which had Texas license plate, was towed from the street on September 6th after neighbors reported it as abandoned. And then on September 8th, the body was discovered. Police respond to the impound lot in Hollywood on September 8th for a foul odor coming from a vehicle. A decomposing body was found 2 days later in the car's trunk or front trunk or frunk after workers at the Hollywood tow yard reported a foul odor. Authorities located a body in the front trunk of the Tesla that was in a state of decomposition. The victim was about 5'1" with wavy black hair and was wearing a tube top, black leggings, a yellow metal bracelet, and metal stud earrings, according to the medical examiner. She also had a tattoo on her right index finger that said "shush." Well, she had a yellow metal bracelet on. Wonder if, I don't know. My brain's going into conspiracy. My brain just went into conspiracy field for a minute. Whew. Okay, we're back. Because they said that she never wore a bracelet like that was, pictured on. Let me see if we can find the bracelet now. That was pictured on Celeste Herrera. Oh wait, it was the one where they're in the car. Where'd that picture go? This. Okay. This bracelet. So they're saying that she never wore a bracelet like that, but they're saying that when they found her, I have to go back down. It says with a yellow metal bracelet and metal stud earrings. This is conspiracy land right here. This is so conspiracy. I can't even believe I'm saying this. Do you think that they could be trying to... Now, why would they do that though? I don't know. Why would she wear the yellow metal bracelet? That seems like it describes the metal bracelet that Celeste Herrera would wear. And they look so much alike. Were they trying to pull one over on us? I don't know. Now I'm really invested because I want to know why she had the yellow metal. I want to see the yellow metal bracelet. Is it this one? Who knows? We don't know yet. Maybe they'll show pictures of the jewelry. So, or I wonder if he just gave both those girls a bracelet. I don't know. So, let's see here. Well, everywhere we've read, it says that she was dismembered. I thought the LA County, no, I thought the LAPD came out and said that, actually. So, vehicle owner, we already know that, David Anthony Burke. Where are we at, actually? Oh, yeah, okay, right here. So, September 9th, the vehicle was registered to David Anthony Burke, known professionally as David. Didn't know him before. It is one of several vehicles owned by the singer, with many different people using any of the vehicles at any given time. Why would you do that? No. No. If you have a Rolls Royce, right? And you have a friend that doesn't have a job, so they definitely don't have car insurance, right? You're going to let them just drive your car? Or let's say they have car insurance, but it's like the minimum. You're going to let them drive that expensive car? You must be out of your mind. So September 17th, the victim was identified. The body was identified as 15-year-old Celeste Rivas, who had been reported missing from Lake Elsinore, California. The vehicle was registered to David, who is reportedly cooperating with the investigation. Police sources indicated the singer has several vehicles with different people using them at various times, of course. Police searched a Hollywood Hills home connected to the singer. After the body of the missing teenager was found in the Tesla registered to him, the car had been towed 2 weeks earlier after being reported abandoned on the streets of Hollywood Hills. The search warrant was executed at a house in Hollywood Hills where David had been staying. Though he does not own the property, the specific street where the car was towed was from Bluebird Avenue. They said it was like 0.1 miles from his house, which is weird. I don't know why you would park it that far away to where you didn't have your eyes on it, at least. So medical examiner details. And I did show you that report, and I think they have it on here too. But the case number is 2025-14252, is listed in the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner records. And then this is her, the record as of right now. It says, her name, Celeste Rivas Hernandez, date of death, September 8th, 2025. And they're putting that because, that's when they found her. So that's what they're going to put for now. Age 15. Then it has the case number. It's open. Body status released. And then she's Hispanic Latino, female. Place of death, vehicle. That's sad. That has the investigator and the medical examiner. I think that's all. When you go to purchase documents. Well, I'll be going over there before soon enough. I don't need the pictures or anything. I just need the reports. Status, body status ready for release. And then that's just what we just read. And then cause of death deferred pending further investigation. So then we go to September 19th. The deputy medical examiner, Alma Martinez, officially certifies the examination and identity. And that's what I showed you last night, was this, just pending further medical evaluation. And it says that on the 10th day of September 2025, in accordance with law, he inquired into the circumstances surrounding the death of the above-mentioned person, caused an examination and identification to be made of the body, and found that the deceased was named Celeste Rivas. So, and I believe they did that through dental records. I'm going to exit out a couple of these. I'm like, how many do I have up? I had a lot. Okay. Cause of death remains pending further medical evaluation, meaning toxicology and final autopsy results were not yet complete. Use my chapstick, sorry. How's everybody doing? He was using the Tesla? I don't know. I mean, I think he's saying that because I mean, I mean, that would hurt the investigation a little bit if he's like, yeah, that's my Tesla, but man, that car is old. I got that when I was in Texas. I just let whoever drive that. Like they're going to be looking for all these whoever's, right? Like, well, who was it that drove it? He's going to have to give up some names. I mean, he's got to tell the names. He's got to tell them who drove it. He won't be able to lie to like the police. I mean, he wouldn't want to be like impeding on an investigation or anything, right? But it's just. So it says David Anthony Burke, aka David, and Celeste Rivas Hernandez. And that says that's uncertain if it's a genuine picture. And then the vehicle, just like knowing that she's in there, that's really sad. And then I'm going to go through this. I'm not going to go through all that. This is just his music releases and stuff. And then this is his tour dates. Too bad I didn't know he was in Ohio, September. But if I would have known, but what I know now, I wouldn't know that probably. Actually, I would have. I wouldn't if it was after. Like, I wish that we could see more from that show when they found her body that he did that night. Remember, he did that show that night that they found her, and we're all like, "What the hell's he doing?" And he was like giving out labubus, like throwing them into the crowd. Like, I want to see more from that show. Like, where are all those videos? Are they on the Tickety Talk? Are we on the wrong app? Because I mean, really, like, I don't know how many people will show up to a show. We could probably look that up. But let's just say 30 people showed up, which we know it's way more than that. But let's just say that. At least 15 people are going to be recording what he's doing. You know what I mean? Like, or recording themselves, like recording the atmosphere. Like everybody's recording and taking pictures, it seems like nowadays. So where are all those people, right? Like, where's TMZ? TMZ needs to go and find them and give them some money for their videos. They can make big money, Hey, Ashley. Did they win? I'm just wondering, Because, I mean, especially people that go to his shows, they're younger crowd. Like, I feel like, like, that's just me. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. So they got the car wrong. They were saying that was a Model X, but it's a Model Y. Because the doors have like the suicide doors on the sides. I didn't know that people were mistaking it. But that's the car there. I'm not sure what this is about. It's like circled down here, May 19th. Yeah, I don't know. It just says David's Closet. But see, like, this is marked out, and I don't like that. I'm like, why is that marked out? And then this is his car just parked on the street. Like, you could see the doors too up there. Like, the back doors do that, not the front doors. Like, it has that panel that runs in the middle so that the doors can like go up. Very cool doors, but I would think that they would like, I would think that if they broke, that'd be so damn expensive, right? And what if you had a kid that just like wanted to always sit there and press the button over and over again, Like, I did that with the TV once and broke it. My dad said I would, and I did. Now I'm like afraid to touch the remote. As an adult, I'm like, I'm cool. I don't need to break another TV. But I was just like turning it off and on one day. Like, I was little. He said, you're going to break that. And I did. Okay, so that's the last picture on this. But yeah, that's his vehicle. Just to think that he had it parked, here in this vicinity. This is, where his house is, but it was in this vicinity. And her body was just wrapped in plastic. That's going to make it even warmer. And you're in the front trunk of a car. And let me actually look that up for you guys, so you guys know what I'm talking about. In case you never seen one before. Oh, look, there's a little girl hanging out in that one. No, I'm not going to have like the same model. I'm just going to pick one, but that would be, I think this would be about the size. Okay, so this is what it looks like when you open up the front of the car. Like, there's no battery or whatever these things run off of. I still don't know. It's like, I guess under the frunk, because you'd have to take this out somehow to get to it. It's probably like back here somewhere. I don't know, but they're pretty large. I mean, they're not like super big, but I mean, they're pretty big. I mean, for somebody that's 5'1", 120 pounds at the time, or, whatever they were saying, like she was 71 when they found her, but she was 120 on her missing flyer, which, I mean, I don't think she was 71 pounds and was walking around. That would be way too skinny. That would be like deathly. So that would have to be, after death. But yeah, they're pretty big, I guess you could say. And so the cameras, I did have a picture pulled up right here. So these are the cameras that would be on that exact Tesla model. It looks like you have 6 cameras on that one. And I think because I put in 2023, I think that's the model year. Now they have like 30 cameras or something. I don't know. But if he turned off this feature, this is like a special feature that you can either turn on or you can keep it off. So if he was smart, if he was thinking, or you know what I mean, like thinking ahead, planning ahead, I guess, he could have turned that feature off. But if he just turned it off that night, like let's say one night he turns it off and then he turns it back on, that's going to be inconsistent in his driving habits. So that will show up too, right? That's going to show up like, oh, you turned your cameras off on this night and then you had them on the whole time you've owned the car, right? Just like a cell phone. So they'll look at that. I mean, I would look at that. But either way, they'll figure out. They're going to figure out who went out of that house because they had cameras. Yeah, Dawn. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So, man, it's sad. She was so young. I mean, no one deserves to be put into the trunk of a vehicle and killed, even if it's an OD. Okay, like even if that's what it is, no one deserves that. Like, especially if you cared about someone. I mean, shoot, I'd hate to see what you do to people you don't care about. So TMZ has been on this case since it happened. They've been really on this case. So they did a little segment. It's like, what, 10 minutes long, maybe? If it's not even 10 minutes long. So I figured we'd listen to that, and then we'll listen to where she was last seen, and Joseph Scott Morgan. He was on Banfield. So, okay, if you guys don't mind, will you take a second and hit the like button for your girl? It does help the channel. It helps me get an algorithm. I appreciate it. And if you guys don't mind, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We'd love to have you. We do talk true crime all the time. Can't even say nightly now. Got to say all the time. Oh, and you know what? I just like, oh, man. Okay, there we go. I accidentally copied the wrong thing in the chat. If you'd like to become a member of our channel, we'd love to have you. I'm going to put the, maybe. I'll put it in there in just a moment. I think it's, I don't know. I think, there we go. I think my chat was like messing up. Yeah, it's messing up. I'll put it in there in a minute. I'll play this and then I'll put it in there.
TMZ Live, we have some new information connected to this case of the girl who was found dead in the back of singer David's Tesla.
Celeste Rivas, the 15-year-old.
And everything we're seeing, and we know law enforcement is currently working on this, is that her pattern of running away was a real signal to law enforcement that something they're looking at, that she came from what they're calling a troubled home.
Right. And we have information about how many times she went missing in early 2024. And it definitely paints a picture of someone who was clearly, for whatever reasons, trying to get away from her home. We know that in early 2024, in January, she went missing.
The cops found her in Hollywood, which is interesting because David now is living in Hollywood, but they took her back home where she lives in Lake Elsinore with her family. That's 70 miles from downtown Los Angeles, quite a ways.
Yes, and so she was home for a time, but then went missing again, and at least 2 more times went missing that spring into summer. And as we now know, when her family lost contact with her in May of 2024, that's the last time her mother had contact with her. We know that because we spoke to her mother last week, information we shared with the police, and then before they
ultimately led them to identify her because
Right.
she had told us that she had a boyfriend named David,
Right.
and also this tattoo, and it helped, I think, authorities identify Celeste. Now, we are told at least twice law enforcement in Riverside County got involved in trying to track Celeste down. And as a matter of fact, Evan, her sister also actually kind of started canvassing the neighborhood at one point, looking.
No, totally. I think there's been a lot of criticism, at least online, at the family of like why they didn't do anything, why they didn't look for her. But in this instance, I spoke to a owner of a liquor store that's down the street from where Celeste was living in Lake Elsinore. He knew a lot of the kids in the neighborhood, including Celeste and her family, because the bus stop for school was right in front of his liquor store. He said last March 19th, Celeste's sister actually came into his liquor store.
A year ago, Mark.
This is March 2024.
Right.
So came into his liquor store looking for her because she had gone missing, and asked if he could look at his surveillance cameras to see if he saw her leaving. He looked back and saw her at 7 a.m. walking and then running across the street and getting into a car. It was too far, so he couldn't tell what model of the car it was or who was in the car, but he knew Celeste and he knew that that was her that was leaving. So this was one of the times that she had ran away.
And so one of the things we know, and this we know that law enforcement is looking at, is that how did Celeste kind of traverse Hollywood this way multiple times? And they say she had numerous fake IDs that made her appear older than she actually was.
Which would seem to track with the fact that she's going to events with David and going into nightclubs, things like that. You would have to be at the very least 18. So that would make sense where they're having fake IDs.
And she looks, I mean, they found her body a day before her 15th birthday. So she was 14.
Right.
And but she looks older than 14. So it may be just that the appearance may have allowed her with these fake IDs.
Right.
By the way, this is in no way any justification for anything. I mean, it is horrific that, what happened to her. And the timeline of this becomes really, really important because she disappeared. And then the question is, when did she die? If she was killed, when was she killed?
Right.
And, we know the body was badly decomposed.
Right. And remember, the body was discovered in the Tesla in that impound yard.
I think it could decompose pretty quickly. I mean, it's out in the sun, just in the trunk, wrapped in plastic.
On September 8th.
No, I believe it was the 5th because it was over the weekend.
They discovered the body on Monday the 8th. in the impound yard, but the car had been towed there on the 5th.
It had been abandoned for more than 3 days on a residential street in the Hollywood Hills near where David was staying.
So at some point that week before the 5th is when
but the question is
the body would have been placed in the car.
The question
or the
is
car was
when.
abandoned.
Now, there is a video going around, and the video is a concert that David had
on August either 23rd or 24th in Silver Springs, Maryland. The video is going.
They're going to debunk some stuff here because we thought this could have been her. Okay.
Around online, people are looking at this because there's a woman in the balcony who David actually acknowledges at one point
Looks
that
like her.
some people think is Celeste. And the reason they're zeroing in on that is because it closes that it would, if it were her, close the window of time dramatically for when she was killed. It would be sometime between the 24th and September, 3rd, 4th, or 5th.
So when you look at the picture, there is a similarity for sure.
There's a similarity.
And the other thing that is interesting is she's wearing a black tube top. That is what
the police said, or the medical examiner actually
she was wearing when they discovered her body in the Tesla. So, there are similarities in this picture for sure. And there are people who believe that it's Celeste. Now, we have a source connected to the case who is saying that is not Celeste.
Right. And so if that is not Celeste, it really doesn't it doesn't add any information as far as when she was killed. And at this point, we're, still waiting for the police to give us some more information. We know that yesterday they did return Celeste's body to her family, which if they're doing that, that certainly means
they've completed their investigation.
They've done all the tests that they're going to do.
And I will say this: a lot of people are wondering how could the body be this badly decomposed, especially if it was a short period of time?
Right.
Because the thing everybody's wondering is, how does a body end up in his Tesla where it's just parked on a residential street that's fairly busy and trafficked?
As far as the decomposition, it doesn't have to be necessarily a very long time that the body was in there, because
it was very hot in LA,
and it's sitting in the trunk of a black car here in Los Angeles.
I wonder if that girl was the other Celeste. I wonder where that other Celeste is. Where are you at, Celeste?
For more than 3 days, at least more than. It could have been longer than that, but we know it was more than 3 days. And so, the court, look, real talk here. The medical examiner and the police are unusually quiet in this case.
Yeah.
And we have covered many, many cases with LAPD over 20 years. And, they do hold their cards close to the vest, but there's wiggle room there. People talk. Nobody is
talking this time.
Nobody is talking. And it's just really unusual how they're playing this case.
Yeah, definitely.
They have not said yet if they have a suspect. They certainly haven't announced it publicly. That doesn't.
It's kind of like Idaho 4 with the whole town shutting up, I think I heard that on Banfield. She was right, because it is like that. Like everybody that goes to his concerts, we haven't seen any pictures or any video or I haven't seen anything like that. And it's like nobody's talking. Nobody's saying anything. Everyone's being quiet. And I've always stick up for the police. And when it comes to press conferences and stuff, I'm like, we don't need to, mess with the investigation if they're doing something and they're busy. But it's been a long time. They need to come out and say something. I mean, just do a little press conference.
Mean they don't have one, but they haven't announced.
But they're not sharing, and it's almost like they want to make sure they have all the I's dotted and the T's crossed, and they're not sharing any.
Or they don't know.
Or they don't know anything at all yet. Which, wow, with all the investigation they've done, that would be really shocking.
There are some just odd things in this case.
Yeah.
Okay, we are going to move on.
Yeah, shifting gears.
Okay, now they're going to talk about Cardi B, so we'll move on. We'll move on to this. Okay. So I heard this last night, and I wanted to share it with you guys, but it's a video that was going around. I guess Celeste's sister was going to different stores, or she went to this liquor store. I don't know if she went to multiple stores or she went straight to this liquor store. She knew her sister, got on and off the bus there. But I guess one morning the guy who owns the liquor store went back to his videotapes and saw that she had gotten into a car with with somebody, but he couldn't make out the car because it was too far, I guess, down. It was too pixelated. But he did see her do that. But I mean, she has run away multiple times, right? She's run away multiple times. And so if you run away, right, and you run to Hollywood, that's where they pick you up or whatever. That's where they find you or whoever, and you get taken back home. I would be on the phone with the Hollywood police or whatever. I don't know if it's Hollywood PD. I don't know what their police department or which is like in that area, but I would be asking them like, hey, what, my daughter is missing. She was down here last time. You guys picked her up. Where'd you get her from? If I didn't know, right, exactly where they picked her up from. And I would say, can you tell me where that was at? I need to go get my kid. Like, a year. I don't know. It confuses me. It confuses me. So we'll watch this and go over it. And I did put the video to the last. Let me put that video back in here to the last video before I exit out of it, in case you guys want to watch the whole thing. That's the link for the membership, but this is it. The next one. Yeah, I mean, if that was, well, we thought that might have been her in Maryland on the balcony, and that would make it federal, if they wanted to. If they wanted to do that, they definitely could. They need to do something.
And dies. Among those who desperately want to see this case solved are her neighbors in Lake Elsinore. Our producer found this memorial that they have set up. Her neighbors, those who loved her in this town, maybe some who didn't even know her, but love her in death and want justice for her. This is the street where she used to live. And this is the growing memorial that has been built to honor her in death. It's also the street where presumably her family still lives. So likely they are seeing this on a regular basis. We do know tonight that Celeste's remains have now been released to her family, and that her family is planning a funeral for her on October 4th, presumably in Lake Elsinore. The fact that her remains have been released right now, that is striking, because the LA Medical Examiner has not announced, quote, the mode or manner of death. Police are treating it like a homicide. But if there's any evidence that actually proved it's a homicide, they're not saying so. They're not.
I wonder if that's her house. Like, they said this was her street. I'm just curious. I mean, because like they have it like right outside of this, like little place here.
Saying anything. So again, we took our cameras and our crew to Celeste's hometown. And our producer shot this video of the scenic part of where she grew up, so you can see how beautiful this town is. The views are spectacular. I mean, look at this. It's sort of surrounded by mountains, halcyon existence. It's about an hour's drive from Los Angeles. So yeah, I guess you could commute. Lots of people do. Or you could just decide to live in a quieter place like this. But we now know that Celeste didn't want to be here. She went missing from this town at least 3 times, beginning apparently in January of last year. That time, sources say she was discovered by LA police a month later in the Hollywood Hills, where David took up residence in a very expensive rented house beginning in February. Celeste also ran away in March, and then again for a 3rd time, the final time in April.
So it's bam, bam, bam.
We know from a missing poster that was circulated back then that police were on the case. But you would think after the first incident, when they got...
It says left the house at 9 p.m. on Friday. 15 years old, going to a movie at 9 now.
Her in the Hollywood Hills and brought her home. You'd think they'd know where to look when she took off a second time, and then a third time. When Celeste was in Lake Elsinore, she hung out a lot at this store. It says liquor store, but it's actually a liquor and convenience store, and the school bus actually stops right by it. So our producer decided to pay a visit and stop by to take a look, because this location is key in this case. It is key in Celeste's story, because it's one of the last known locations where Celeste was seen before disappearing the second time in March of 2024. And it is also the place where her family came looking for her. The owner of the store remembers seeing Celeste often and reportedly gave her family video from his security cameras during one of the instances when she ran away and they came to ask him for help. Have you seen her? Can you show us your video? You're going to hear a lot more about what was on that video in just a moment. So stay right where you are. And I want to be really clear about one thing, okay? It has not been definitively proven that David and Celeste ever met at all, though online videos and pictures and chats and conversations and live streams, they sure seem to prove and show otherwise. What is definitively proven is that Celeste had a boyfriend named David, and that the singer apparently had a girlfriend named Celeste. Let's also remember that David has not been charged with any crime. David has not been named a suspect. David has not even been named a person of interest. And no one that we know of is in Entourage has been named a person of interest either. Mum's the word on all of it. But man, do I have questions. So earlier today, I reached out again to a colleague at TMZ, and TMZ has owned this story right from the outset. So here's some of my latest conversation with executive producer Charles Ladebaudiere.
Ladebaudiere, that's his
I
last
was
name.
so excited when I saw some video that purported to be video of potentially Celeste in the balcony at one of his concerts over the summer, which would have given us some timeline. It just didn't seem to pan out, though.
Yeah, you know, I get why people online were really into this video and thought that this was going to be critical to the investigation. There is this woman, the video is David in concert from, it's either August 23rd or 24th. He had two shows in Silver Springs, Maryland. And there's a woman in the balcony who he actually acknowledges, looks up at her. She certainly could have been Celeste. It looked like it. And a lot of people immediately latched onto this. But we have been told by a source that is connected to the case that it is not Celeste, and therefore it doesn't do what we hoped it would do, right? That if this actually were her, then we would know that she was killed within a roughly 10-day period. At some point during those 10 days would have been when she was killed.
There is rampant speculation and theorizing and conspiracy theories online, and a lot of it has to do with pictures that people think are Celeste. And it's really clear to me that there are several different people in his world that look like her. For instance, the video of one of the songs has a girl who looks exactly like Celeste, the same hair, and it is not her. Her credit has a whole other name at the end of the video.
Yeah, we, you know, that was when we saw that rumor online. We looked at that video one day and broke it down. You know, we watched it backward, forward, we slowed it down, we froze on it. And really people looked at it for a while and they're like, it could be her, but
I don't think he'd be that stupid.
Look, you have a Latina,
but I've said that before,
young girl with curly hair, and immediately everyone goes, "Oh, that must be her. That must be her," because everyone is wanting to make links here, and like that's what happened with the video from his concert. Look, it's just hard to tell, and the reason normally we can verify these things because you can speak to someone who knew, you can speak to a family member. You can
speak to the girl on the balcony
at the event, and those people have not been coming forward. And you know, obviously, some of her family members, her brother, spoke to NBC here in Los Angeles, but not on camera.
And very early on.
And very early on. So it's just hard to find these people.
You know what, Charles? It's giving Idaho 4 vibes, because
It is.
the entire University of Idaho shut down. Kids wouldn't talk. And that's not normal in our line of work. Kids always talk, especially teenagers and older teenagers and 20-somethings, they talk. But in Idaho, nobody, the police, the city, the university, the parents, everybody was locked down by the police and by the administrators, probably for good reason. It certainly preserved the prosecution. This might be what's happening here, that the players involved have been locked down by the police and told, do not speak.
Yeah, it could be. It could be that. It could be that they're
probably is
getting,
that.
legal
Or
advice
they don't know
from someone
anything.
telling them, aside from the police telling them that they shouldn't be talking about it. We did get one person to talk, and this is not a family member, but someone who knows the family. We spoke to the owner of a liquor store that is on the block, same block in Lake Elsinore, where Celeste and her family lived. And he told us he was very familiar with the kids in the neighborhood because the school bus stopped right in front of his liquor store every day, and kids would come in, not for liquor, but come in to buy soda and candy and things like that. And he said that back in March of 2024, at a point when Celeste was missing, her sister came into the store and asked the liquor store owner, hey, have you seen her? Do your security cameras perhaps have any footage of her? He told us that he went back at the sister's request and he did look. And on March 19th, 2024, he did see her in front of the store, go across the street and then down the street a bit and get into someone's car. He said by the time she got in the car, it was out of focus of his security camera, so he couldn't tell what kind of car it was or who else was in the car, but he did see her. What's interesting about that is that it's the first time that we've had a report of a family member actively doing something, searching for her. We know that she went missing several times early in 2024, between January and April. But we were always curious. We talked about it a few days ago. Like, why wasn't the family doing more to try to find her?
Let me ask you about the shows in Australia. There's still tickets available. I thought the entire international, this is weird, thought the entire international tour, domestic tour, everything was canceled, but they still have tickets for December.
Yep, that's what I said to you guys last night.
It is very puzzling to me, and I don't know if that's just optimistic.
Yeah, it's optimistic.
David and his
who let him wear that shirt?
Management are
I'm sorry.
By that point,
and then pants, the pants too. Okay, the shirt and the pants, both of them.
David
I'm saying
and
something.
his management are hoping that by that point,
Good
this
grief.
is all going to be cleared up and he's going to be free to leave the country. They clearly didn't feel like that was going to be the case for his European tour, because they canceled those dates in October and November. What can you read into that, right? Can you read into that David has told them, I'm not guilty of anything and this is all going to clear up, so don't cancel those December dates. We just need to let the investigation play out. Perhaps that's what's happened. But it is really puzzling that they have not canceled those dates yet.
Thank you for.
They probably don't want to lose money. Yeah, well, but when it looks like it was a dress, like instead of a blouse, it looks like it was a dress that was tucked in, because it was like all big, like around his bottom stomach. I don't know. People in Hollywood be wearing the silliest things, though. You know what I mean? Like the crazier, the better. I mean, like the Kardashians, look what they wear. They're like the Met Gala. They can't even sit down. They're hopping up the steps. Hell no. If I can't move in it, I ain't wearing it. I'm telling you that right now. Okay, so I got to about here and I was so interested in this. Joseph Scott Morgan is going to tell us what's up. I think, here we go. I think he's right here. So, and he comes on. So, okay, we will listen to this. He just talks about the way that, what happens after death, like the decomposition, and what can happen to a body inside of a car, in the middle. I guess it was a heat wave, they're saying. It was 90 degrees. I've been there I've been in LA when it was 116 degrees, and that was a heat wave, I thought. So I thought 90 was just regular weather for them. because I mean, it's dry out there. So it's not like it's hot. Like here in Ohio, it's that humidity that gets you.
Perfect person to ask all about this. Joseph Scott Morgan is
Ashley, I think your man's lost some weight. He looks
certified
smaller every
death
time I see
investigator
him.
and the distinguished scholar of applied forensics at Jacksonville State University. He also hosts the extraordinarily popular podcast Body Bags with Joseph Scott Morgan. And he's a friend of mine and a friend of the show. It's good to have you back, Joe Scott. Let's get right to it. I just can't believe this report that the body has been returned to the family. Would they list the cause and manner of death the minute they find it? Or the fact that it's not listed and the remains have been returned, does that mean we're not going to get it?
No,
Why
I
wouldn't we
don't
get
know
it?
that it necessarily means that we're not going to get the cause of death. I think that it might be coming. However, it might be vague. We might hear things like homicidal trauma and non-specific homicidal trauma, perhaps. But here's something I want you to understand. If you look at the flyer that they put out, when she was missing, you notice her weight? It was 120.
Yeah.
Now,
Wasn't it like 70 pounds or something crazy?
right. When they recovered her remains, Ash, 71 pounds. That's 49 pounds she's missing. So what can we determine from that? Well, we've heard reports of dismemberment, and there was one report from the police that said the body was not intact. So either we're missing something or she's in such an advanced state of decomposition. And look, I don't want to go too far over the top here, but bodies do have a tendency to break down and even liquefy to a certain degree. And in this heat, and I even remember in August, I've got friends in LA, and they were talking about it was a record-breaking heat wave that they were in during this specific period of time. And heat, as we know, speeds everything up, particularly decomposition.
Well, we all know how hot a car can get.
Yes.
This is a black Tesla. It is
Those
the
cars
trunk.
get
It is
ate.
outside, likely in late August, early.
Like those cars get ate up. Like I'm talking about, look up a paint job from like in California. Just look at a black car in the sun in California, and you will see it. It's the sun damage to that.
September in LA. Can you give me an idea of how fast a body can be in advanced or liquefied decomposition in that kind of an environment?
Yeah, relatively quickly. And if she's been packaged like in plastic in any way, that's also going to cause the body to sweat as well, contained within that within a plastic packaging. I'd heard some indication that that may have occurred. And again, it's literally like being in an oven. The body begins to reduce. It's like any other organic substance that you place into this environment. It's going to react and interact with the environment, and the heat and the temperature are going to dictate the rate. The problem is, Ash, is you're trying to measure this out without specific dates. I begin to think about what the status of the remains would be throughout this process. If she was compromised physically after death, if someone had attempted to do something with her body, where's the rest of it? How much was lost during this procedure? And then you couple that with the fact that she's going to be subjected to heat, that's going to even give rise to quicker decomposition.
So,
people don't realize that.
Let me be I'm going to go rapid fire because I have a lot of questions for you and only 2 minutes left. But is it possible she could decompose to a point where even early investigators would think she's dismembered, but she wasn't? She's there. She's just liquefied in so many places they couldn't tell.
No, they do not throw around the term dismemberment without specific evidence of that. You're going to have tool marks here.
Okay. With the decomposition, can you back time of death? Would the ME be able to determine time of death?
They're only going to give you very broad strokes relative to time. Those parameters are very difficult to set, particularly this far down range, down the timeline. I'm sorry?
How broad?
I'd say probably they're not going to be able to narrow it down any more than about 3 weeks, probably.
3 weeks. When he said that, I about fell out of this chair earlier.
Oh, gosh, that's not going to help. Okay, how about toxicology? In the advanced state of decomposition, will they be able to tell if she OD'd or if she was or she was OD'd. I mean, there's a homicide version of being overdosed, and then there's an accidental suicide of overdose. Will they be able to tell if there's drugs involved?
Yeah, there's two things that we do, just so that everybody understands. At this point in time, you're not going to do a blood draw. It's going to be probably worthless. You're going to go to the organs. What we do is we take samples of the liver and of the brain, and those will be spun down in a centrifuge. Now, what you will be
That means they're going to be grinded down.
able to do is you can get a qualifying amount, but you're not going to be able to get a quantified amount. So if you're looking for an OD, basically all they'll be able to say is that, yes, there were these drugs in her system, but you can't give a specific number relative to therapeutic range versus OD range.
So that doesn't look good. So it looks like if she died by like an overdose, they're not going to be able to really tell. They're just going to be able to tell that she had this medication in her system, but not how much of it. So like, she could have just a little bit and it's going to show up, and, they're not going to be able to tell us if she had how much exactly was in there. That's really sad. And it's because of the heat, I guess, in the sun, and just they didn't have her remains really.
Okay, the next question's a big one because a lot of people are asking, and some are throwing it out there without proof that Celeste might have been pregnant. But we've seen this before, right? Girlfriend gets pregnant, boyfriend doesn't want the baby, and things go sideways. Not saying it happened with David and Celeste. However, with advanced decomposition, if she were pregnant, could the investigators tell that?
Yeah, the key is going to be the uterus here. I think I don't know how much information we could get relative to hormonal changes, which are things that we look for in pregnancy, right? In the postpartum state, though, what you're going to be looking for is the uterus. Does the uterus survive? Is it still there, or has it been done away with? If it's there, there might be some histological changes you could appreciate, but I wouldn't hold my breath on that.
If the uterus is not intact, there's no way to tell just from the liquefied remains if the hormonal changes are there, or if evidence of pregnancy is there?
I think that would be very, very difficult. Those tests are very, very sensitive, and this far down range, I don't know if that's going to be possible.
Okay, if it is possible, if her uterus, because they did say they found a torso, so if her uterus was intact and they are able to determine if she's pregnant, if she were pregnant, would they be able to determine paternity, even in advanced decomposition?
Oh, excellent question. That's really difficult to determine. I would say probably not at this point, particularly if they can't recover a fetus. And, we've heard all kinds of wild rumors about this sort of thing. And I don't know that anything is going to be there. They haven't released that information yet. So I'm going to be sitting around just like you, waiting to hear more info from the medical examiner. I wouldn't hold my breath, though. I'd say that we've probably still got 4 to 6 weeks before we're going to hear anything. They're going to try to test every possible item that they recovered at autopsy, and not just that, but they're going to be exploring cause of death here: her neck muscles, strap muscles, hyoid, and also anything relative to skeletal structure. Did she have a skull fracture in any way, or was there any kind of bullet trauma? A lot to be learned from here.
Yeah, I've got 10 seconds left, but I've got to ask you, it was in the impound lot for only a couple of days. It was abandoned street side for about 5. So let's just say around 8 days in the hot sun in Los Angeles. How advanced do you expect her decomposition to be? And how many answers do you think we will get?
Yeah, very advanced. You're going to have significant what's referred to as skin slippage. I still have this idea. I don't know that her body was in that car the entire time. Was it in a structure somewhere else? And then people wanted to get separation from the body as the body began to turn. Put it in the car, move it down the street, get rid of the smell, get rid of the body, but yet be able to keep an eye on it.
It's why you are so popular with your podcast, Body Bags. Joseph Scott Morgan, I always appreciate our conversations. As macabre as they are, you're so informative. So thank you for this.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it.
Oh, he said, thank you, ma'am. He's such a nice guy, He really is. And I learned a lot from that, from listening to them two together. I don't know why, I don't know. I just learned a lot from that. from that episode with them too. So I thought that was really good. So basically what he's saying, and I mean, he's been doing this a long time, is that they can, you know, take organs like the liver and the liver and the brain. I knew the liver was one. I didn't know the brain was the other, but the liver and the brain, and they can, you know, run tests on them to see what, you know, toxins or whatever, what drugs were in her system, if any. And then, but they won't be able to come back and tell them if she OD'd from that. They won't be able to tell them how much is in there. So like how many milligrams or whatever it is. He treats me like gold. That's so funny. And he said that if she was pregnant, that they would maybe be able to find out by looking at her uterus, which is really sad. If it's intact still, which is even sadder. Did you guys notice though, when they were like, they had the drone going over the car and they were taking the pictures inside of that frunk, you couldn't see anything. Like, even though you could see into the car, like you could see over, I couldn't see anything. So I don't know how putrefied she was, but if it was 70 pounds, I wonder if that's with like the liquid that would have been around her, or if they were just weighing her bones and what they had. Yeah. And you would think, well, maybe they thought that it was someone would steal it, but who would steal a Tesla? I mean, they have cameras. I don't know. I mean, people do steal them, I'm sure, all the time. I think that would be hilarious. No, I'm just kidding. I just see someone watching their Tesla camera like, someone's stealing my car right now. Just, you know. But they could, I mean, maybe. But like, he moved it, or someone moved it, whoever it was, someone moved the car. And it wasn't like they moved it where they could maybe still see it. I don't think. Maybe they could off of one of those balconies. I mean, the house was like 3 stories high. But they parked at like 0.1 mile away. That makes no sense. The only reason why I would think to do that is if I was trying to move my car like a lot, because I would know that it would get towed, like if I stayed in the same spot. Like something where I used to live in these apartments that were so cute. They were downtown, and every morning you had to have your car out of the parking lot, the front parking lot, by 8 a.m., like 8 to 5. You couldn't park there. And you'd have to have like, we didn't really have a back parking lot. So we were like screwed, you know. They would just put tickets on our cars all the time. Yeah, and the car probably the car probably didn't start smelling until maybe, I would say within a few hours, that car would start smelling with that heat. Yeah. Yeah, I have the app. Yeah. Okay. I think that's all I got for you. I was looking over here on the X to see if there was anything else on here. I didn't see anything. I did see that SF got some stuff though. Is that? Oh no, I thought that was my thumbnail for a minute. I'll say not again. He got the car when it was getting towed, I guess. So this is the damage here, like, you know, to the rear or the front wheel. And then the back of it. And then this is the vehicle information. Per caller, vehicle has a dent in the back of it. The ticket number, the citation. This is the citation. Impound date, September 5th. Hollywood tow service, I'm assuming. Doesn't say release date, so there was no release date. Impound time, 11:25 a.m. Whoever it was, they were ready to get that out of there. They're ready to get that out of their street. So this is status, vehicle marked, and it was marked on 8/27. So it looks like it was marked. That's a first response. Second response, And then a third response is when they impounded it. I just noticed that. Okay, so that's weird because people were saying it was only there 3 days, but it was there longer. Okay, so it was there from August 27th. That's when the officer first went out there to, put a citation, put a little sticker on the car, right? Like an orange sticker like you see on the highway or whatever it is. Vehicle's marked. That means it's marked. Like, they could have even marked, like, I don't know if they would do this, like mark the tire to see if it would be, if it moved. I don't know. But then they had a second response and they issued a citation that time. They're like, no sticker this time, buddy. You're getting a citation. And that was at 2:51 p.m. on September the 3rd. And then on September the 5th, that's when they impounded it at at impound time, 11:25. So that's crazy. And then this is the vehicle report required and towed. Reporting department. Yeah, this is laid out. I don't know. Bluebird Avenue. That's the location. I don't know. Like, I could probably zoom in, but that's okay. Just says the color of it, black, month, year, Texas plates. Just shows the condition, duct or tape deck. No. Okay, I don't know. Condition fair. Vehicle something for 72 hours on 8/27. It just says vehicle cited for 72 hours on 9/5. And then intact video exceeds 72 hours, subject to tow, auto status, no warrants, no something. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hit the mic. And or dwelling. I can't read that. I mean, it's not the handwriting, but it's just me. It says major dent rear of vehicle. Or yeah. Okay. Okay. And that's all that says. So I wanted to show you guys that. And I think that was it. Maybe type his name and look, it's the first one that comes up. Let's see what the latest is. I'm just there's a trunk drain. Someone put that online on Twitter or X. Someone should have showed David the trunk drain. Oh, that's like bad satire, but so David just had the biggest streaming day on Spotify a few days ago with 12.1 million streams. I don't really see anything else. My dog is snoring like it's no one's business. Yeah, it doesn't really look like anything. Like, people are like nuts. Like the stuff that they're coming up with. Okay. Well, that's what I got for you. I'll be on tomorrow evening or tomorrow during the day, maybe. I don't know. I'll say I don't know if there's a drain. I could ask Vincent. I don't know if there is or not. That's why I'm like, I can ask Vincent. They had to do tracheotomy on Spencer on Monday and sent him home today. Oh, wow. They shouldn't have sent him home. Right? Yeah, I know. Right, baby girl, yeah. And it's because no one knew who he really was. So people were wanting to like go and listen, right? I mean, I did. I went and listened to one of his songs and I was like, oh my gosh. Like, if he wasn't so dumb, if he did, I mean, if any of this is, I mean, it's his vehicle. It's, you know what I mean? Like, he's involved in something. Like, even if he thought she was 19 or whatever it is, there was a dead body in his car. We got to, remember that. Yeah. And then he just gets all these streams, because people are like, who's this guy? We're going to go and check it out. And then they go and check it out and he gets all this money. That's why Interscope, I believe, is who he's signed with. They haven't said anything. They haven't dropped him as a client. None of that. You would think that like they would probably do that, or they would be like, he's on like sick leave, or, what I mean? Like, sit down for a little bit time, like, till we figure out what's going on. That's true. Scotty, the historian. Oh, okay. True crimes. I was saying I can ask Vincent, but I don't know. Publicity is publicity. Yeah, it really is. Especially if it's like, like drama filled publicity, except for when it has to do with me. Not me. When it's dramas in my circle, people don't like that. And I don't like it, but people really don't like that for me. Yeah. And I thought he had a really nice voice, like the singing voice. I'm not going to lie. I thought he did. And it's really sad that just like, I swear, everybody's wasting their talent. Everybody. Killing people, wasting talent, They do, baby girl, they do. That's the truth. Or whoever their higher power is, because, man. But at least we didn't have the rapture, I guess, Everyone's still here, right? Or is it just us? Oh, is it just us that's here? Has everybody called their family members? I just heard of it the other day. I was like, oh, that's supposed to be happening? It was like yesterday or something, or 23rd. And I was like, oh, that's today. We've survived a lot. What, 2012? Was that 2012 with the Mayans? They said we were going to, the Mayan calendar. So yeah, I mean, we've survived a lot. Maybe even more than that. But thank you guys all for being here. I appreciate you so much. You guys take it easy tonight. Just think, if you have to work tomorrow, it's the last day. We have the weekend. The weekend is coming. It's almost here. But I will be on tomorrow. I don't know if I'll be on during the day. If I am, it'll probably be on TikTok. So yeah, catch me over there. But I might come on over here too. You never know with me. So if you guys haven't subscribed yet, make sure that you do. Make sure you hit the bell. That way you're notified of all my new content that comes out. I do pre-recorded videos and I do live videos. And I'm here usually every day, every evening. Throughout the day, here I am. So if that's something that you're into and you like true crime, make sure you subscribe. And I will see you guys all tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. Bye, guys.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it out. Tonight, we gonna let it out. Tonight, we gonna let it out. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it out. just like a spark that's breaking